Next up, we have not Boykin anymore. We have Jim Bakker, and for the longest time, we've kind of gone away from him trying to sell us his slop buckets.
Oh, is he trying to sell us the buckets again?
We're gonna get the hard sell on the slop buckets today. So here we go.
The Supreme Court, I think, is so important.
Yes.
And I'm so concerned when I already see the internet has been given away.
Yeah.
And you see that has already happened. And then you see all the things that have happened in the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been charging a premium on that internet.
No kidding. Why are they giving it away for free? And if they're giving it away for free, why am I paying for it?
Oh, shit.
The church.
Which one?
Somebody said is going underground. Did one of you guys say that?
I did say it.
John, did you say that?
John was.
I saw you on TV.
Yesterday.
I watched you on TV.
Yeah. We were watching your seminar.
If we don't see a miracle in the election,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're eventually going to be going underground. And when you say underground, I mean the underground church. They're going to literally not allow us to function the way we've been functioning.
You know,
the word underground does not mean anything close to what you just said. At first, I thought he was talking about like beneath the Planet of the Apes kind of thing, where they're worshiping the nuclear bomb kind of thing. But
no,
was that
no
beneath? Yeah, that was beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah. You know, he's talking about. He's saying if Hillary wins, she is going to outlaw Christianity.
Oh man!
Basically, that's what they're saying. They're all worried and hyped up about things like that for some fucking reason. I don't know why. This is just like so far. This is out of. This is even out of left field. This is even like some guy in the parking lot. This is some like, third level conspiracy theory bullshit.
Yes, because the government's trying to turn your religion into something that you don't want it to be anymore. Like, I don't think the government gives a fuck what your religion is. For the most part, we haven't until you come out and you come out publicly endorsing candidates and shit like that. Then you should lose your 503c3, like your tax exempt status.
Right. What they're really doing, I mean, what they're really saying is they are upset that they can't do things like discriminate against other people because they think their religion tells them to. They're being told, no, I'm sorry, you can't do that. You can't use your religious beliefs as an excuse for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that they're not allowed to practice the way they see fit.
Yeah, you can't.
Because my religion, my religion tells me I have to not make cakes for people, and I can't marry people even though I work in the clerk's office. And
I see this election has very strong global implications. Our current administration has been giving everything away to the world. He's even talking about, after the election, moving on and being the head of the world, the UN.
No.
But
no.
I have a friend in Kenya, Pastor.
He's going to go off on a fucking tangent here, but I have never heard Obama say anything about becoming UN anything.
No,
Usually after you get done playing the big game, you're done. After being the person that manages this country for 8 years, I honestly would never want to fucking do any other job ever again. Not because, I would miss it too much, but because I'd be like, I did my time.
Yeah. Although he has said that as soon as he leaves office, he's not going quietly into the background. He says he's gonna stay around in the public eye, and he's not going to be constrained the way he was.
SCOTUS.
He's going to be very vocal about things. He is not going to. He's not going after or going to be holding any kind of official roles or positions.
But he's still a very much beloved president.
He's a very, very beloved president, and he is going to be very vocal about things, and he's going to be an advocate for things. So That's what they're referring to vaguely.
It's pipe dream. I wish he would come out as atheist. I just wish that would happen.
Hopefully after the election, he's out of office. Nobody cares anymore. Hey, guys, guess what?
I haven't seen you in church in a while. Yeah, I don't go to church. I'm an atheist. What? I was when I was in office, too. And then you'd have that sad sack guy that came out as atheist after he left.
Barney Frank, yeah.
Ugh, Barney Frank. Pissed me off. Oh, man, that man's still pissed. I hold a grudge against him for that saying that shit about, don't come out as atheist. It's okay to come out as gay, but don't do it as atheist because then you just lose your entire... Fuck you.
I like a lot of things about that guy, but really that was pretty damaging.
Like you of all people should know how damaging it is for somebody to stay in a closet about things, about not being their true selves. Makes me so mad.
Friend in Kenya, Africa, and you see, we have
Kenya,
been seeing
Kentucky.
not the family here in America.
Yes,
but our administration has been blackmailing other countries in the world with the attack on the family and all of the implications of the family, and telling African nations that you don't line up with what we're telling you to do, we will cut off the food help, the economic help. That's been happening for several years now.
That's how leverage works.
Yeah, that is how leverage works. I'm sorry. Yeah, they do say, I'm sorry, if you're going to continue violating human rights, you're no longer going to be receiving the level of aid you were receiving. And a lot of these things are like their fault because they went into these countries and started promoting these things. So, sorry.
Have you seen some of the videos coming out from like the African pastors about miracles and shit that they've done? Like the one with the kid that had the extendo growing arm trick where like the arm looked like it was too short, but everybody that's ever done this magic trick in America is like, wow, really? That's really what you're doing? Or I saw one where a guy was talking about there's a spirit in this room. There's a spirit in this room. I'm going to take a picture of it. So first of all, he holds up an iPad to take a picture of, and I yell at anybody that uses an iPad to fucking take pictures. That is just wrong. It's just wrong on so many levels. I understand if you have to at that time. I understand. But the thing is just, it's wrong. It's just so blatantly terrible. Anyway, so he's like holding up the iPad to take the picture of the spirit in the place. And he's got his finger like over the shutter button, but he's also got his thumb about ready to touch the gallery button. And so he acts like he's taking a picture. He like takes a couple of blank ones and he taps with his thumb onto the gallery, and it shows up with a picture of like this little kid. And it's just like everybody in the audience loses their shit. And he's like, yeah, I did a miracle. And I'm like, no, you just touched another button. Fucking charlatan.
That's not how it works.
It's not magic. That's you being a crooked ass motherfucker. Oh, Africa is just being ripped to shreds with fucking Christianity right now. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Under this administration, we are heading to a global agenda.
Why?
That is talked about in the Bible.
Why not?
It's called the beast rising out of the sea.
But it's so much more dangerous than most people think. Don't you believe, John?
Well, the Bible talks about a global one world government with 10 crowns and 10 horns, 10 heads of state that literally encompass every region of the world. And out of these 10 regions,
we have 7 continents, and I don't think Antarctica.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not even. Well, first off, that's not even close to what it says. And two, they were talking about the nations in that part of fucking god damn it.
Well, and also that's not how it works. It's like a fever dream from some guy that was doing mushrooms, and these are the same people that if you went to them and you showed them your iPhone, they would kill you for being a witch or a sorcerer or some sort of thing, because and like the very concept of a automobile would blow their fucking mind.
Yeah.
But no, they came up with one world government.
Yeah, and even their little thing doesn't quite work because they try to relate it to the UN.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, there's a lot more than 10 leaders in the UN.
There's a lot. There's a fucking shitload of them there. It's like the whole the Galactic Senate in the prequels. It's big.
Mhm.
Even have ETs in there sometimes. But the thing is, like, I still don't understand. You weren't here for what episode we were talking about it, but I don't understand why people have a problem with a one world government. I don't understand it.
Well,
if we are ever
yeah.
to be a spacefaring species, you will
Mhm.
have to have a unifying government. You will have to have one that encompasses all nations on Earth, as well as whatever colonies they set up somewhere else. And I know this is science fiction. Somebody may look back on this one day and be like, well, he was right. But the thing is, what is wrong with it? If it can somehow make it so all the people in the world, even the ones in the marginalized countries, are now protected under the same rights you have as another first world country, what is the harm in that? If you're going to help them produce more crops and stuff like that, let's just say, like, we used Africa as the big fucking field where we grow all of our crops instead of having to chop down the rainforest in Brazil. What if there was a one world government where they could said, look, fuck doing that. You're killing the world. Stop doing that.
Mhm.
I mean,
no, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the direction things should be moving.
But the Christians in this case are the Rebel Alliance from Star Wars. They think that they are. They really do. That's fine. I'll be the Empire. I love the Empire. They got shit done, people. They got shit done. Anyway, back to these assholes.
It says one of these heads of state will be fatally wounded and become the Antichrist. Well, all it's going to take to throw us into a global situation is a global crisis. And let me tell you,
Another one?
crisis dominoes are literally being stacked up in a row, and any number of these different kinds of crises could literally happen anytime. I mean, I hate to say something like this could happen next week, but, we're going to probably talk about what's happening with Russia and the U.S. We're going head to head at what could be a nuclear war. And a year and a half to 2 years ago, we was talking about the Psalms 83 war.
Yes.
That when the first bombs go off in the Middle East, first nuclear bomb in 70 years, it'll cause a global panic. We literally,
as it should.
If our politicians want to create chaos before this election, let me tell you, they've got their ducks in a row.
What does stacking ducks have to do with anything?
I have no idea. That makes
it's ridiculous.
Word that was given to me, and I'm not going to give it today, so don't get scared, Lori. A known prophet says that 2 atomic bombs shortly will hit the United States of America.
Shortly.
I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying, I'm just picking up a lot of garble on the internet, on the networks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's you putting all of this out.
Just hearing the word, John.
Prophetic chatter.
That's the word, prophetic chatter.
So buy some food buckets because the nuclear war is coming.
God.
Ugh.
That would almost scare me, except I've heard that drum beat way too much.
My whole goddamn life, I've heard the same thing. Ugh, man. And you know what?
It's not gonna happen.
If there was nuclear war, fucking let it happen. It's not like we're doing any better as a species right now anyway. And I'm trying not to be Mr. Apatheist here, but
That's so
we are not a good species, people.